Hello everyone, Assalamu alaikum. A PowerPoint presentation of the group Green Dynamites. Topic Animal Farm. Presented to our Honorable Teacher Johurul Islam, Lecturer, Department of English, Green University of Bangladesh. Presented by Green Dynamites Group, Department of English. Today we are going to discuss Animal Farm. Let's meet the team. First, I, Shagurika Yasmin, introduction the Animal Farm and also discuss about merit. Later, Redwan Ferdos critically analyze the Animal Farm. Then, after Farhana Nasrin Choiti analyze the characters. Finally, Enamul Haq Imon share his personal observation of Animal Farm and also share group members' personal observation. He also conclusion the presentation. Introduction. George Orwell's Animal Farm, imagery of the socialistic Russia. George Orwell portrayed the Soviet Union mainly through animal farms. The animalism established on the farm basically meant the socialism of socialistic Russia. Mr. Jones represents Tsar Nicholas, the oppressive ruler of pre-revolutionary Russia. The socialistic revolution of 1917, led by Lenin, has been portrayed through the animal revolution. The animal farm, known at the beginning and end of the novel as Manor Farm, symbolized Russia and Soviet Union under Communist Party rule. Animalism for the animal would be a perfect land, not to be rich, not to be poor, and all will be equal. They will all own the same amount of right. No animal will be above any other animal. Like a communist society, they will all do the same things and be the same. The government will own everything and people will own the government. In both animalism and communism, their goal was a society in which the workers, not to be capitalist, owned all these means of productions. To reach this ideal situation, a transition period was needed, at which time the government controlled the economy.
This is Redwan Ferdos. My ID is 2019-20016. Now I'm going to briefly discuss about the critical analysis of Animal Farm. Animal Farm is a masterpiece of political satire. Animal Farm is a tale of oppressed individual who long for freedom but ultimately corrupted by assuming the power that had originally oppressed them. We have seen that Squealer, a fast-talking porker who serves as the main propagandist, Squealer manages to talk away any beneficial reform made by Napoleon in the entire novel. Squealer becomes Napoleon's propagandist for several reasons. He was such a brilliant talker. Besides, he could turn black into white. Napoleon, realizing the value of his spokesperson, enlists Squealers and uses him as his mouthpiece. Napoleon orders ferocious dogs to hunt his opponent off to the farm. The animals were literally very shocked at this sudden violence, but Squealers somewhat cracks a fantastic tale of why the expulsion is necessary for sometimes, by naming Snowball as a traitor to Animal Farm. Also, in Windmill Battle, the boxer was heavily injured. Instead of receiving proper medical attention, the pigs sell him to the knackers. This was something truly unexpected. Squealer's deception runs very deep, and every word he says was very deceptive. The animals eventually realize their hardship, but it's too late. This story of Animal Farm will always have lessons to teach us about the ways that people abuse power and manipulate others.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Farhana Nasrin Choiti. My ID is 2019-20018. Now I am presenting character analysis. The important characters in Animal Farm express criticism and critique of George Orwell's authoritarian rules. In metaphorical form, the characters in Animal Farm refer to the true personality of that time. Several important characters are discussed below. In Animal Farm, there have many characters, and the most important characters are firstly Napoleon. Napoleon is a very important character, but a corrupt character in the novel. As a pig, Napoleon was part of the rebellion from the very very beginning. He then began to replace his own corrupt way of life and persecute everyone. Although he represented the Soviet leader Stalin, he was characterized by deception, manipulation, and exploitation by all politicians. Then Snowball. Snowball is the second-class leader among the pigs. He is the chief thinker after the old major, but his alertness and dedication to are most required. Despite being brave and having a lot of knowledge, his cunning proved second only to Napoleon. Old Major. The Old Major is an old pig's large or oil created by the Old Major to represent Karl Marx. These characters of the author behaves with dignity, respect, and esteem. Although he gives a long speech on human cruelty to animals, Old Major actually represents human beings. Boxer. The boxer is a horse and the most sincere and caring animal of the farm. He possesses all the qualities of a diligent, dedicated, and loyal worker. He worked hard until he was able. This situation of boxing represents the plight of the poor working class in all kinds of societies. Squealer. Squealer is a stick and small pig who is Napoleon's underling. He was a representative of Goebbels, Hitler's famous propaganda minister in Nazi Germany. Benjamin. Perhaps Benjamin the donkey is the only responsible animal on the range. He was very practical. Weakness of his nature was also revealed by Orwell, which is that the cannot oppose the idea of pigs for rebellion and rule. Mr. Jones. Mr. Jones is the representative of the cruel people of the ranch described by the old major. He owned the farm before the animal rebellion. After the revolution, the animal occupied the entire farm and kicked and coaxed him out.
Merit. I think Animal Farm is very significant masterpiece for society because it shows us the potential dangers of good intentions and writer highlights the bad aspects of socialism through humor. He did not explain the history of the story, he left it up to the readers. The story is set up as a fable that expresses history using third-party purpose, opinions, and animal personalizations. Animal Farm uses personalities like storytelling. In this story, Animal Farm are used to represent a kind of people in our society from ordinary workers to governments. Although Animal Farm is primarily a satirical essay on the Russian Revolution, but its application is widespread. The powerful, hungry people are blindly behind its revolution, and in the aftermath of the revolution, only power changes. True equality does not come. The ridiculous change of the revolution will come only when the masses are aware of their rights and are aware of the irregularities so that they can overthrow the dictatorial leaders. This dark image of human society is so strongly illustrated by the symbolic connotations of animals that the story. The Animal Farm story is as good as its attacks. Interestingly, at the very beginning, some readers consider this book to be merely a story of an animal.
Personal observation of Animal Farm. In my point of view, while I heard the name Animal Farm first time, I was curious about it. While I read Animal Farm, I found some interesting thing of its character, plot, and many other things. In the beginning of the story, I was surprised when the old major gave speech in front of the animal. Then I realized that it is a satire against the Russian Revolution. It was noticing the George Orwell writing style. George Orwell is quite different from other writers to write satire. George Orwell used animals for show the current situation of Russian politics. Where in the satire, Orwell showed the difference between political general people, businessmen, general worker. I can easily relate. The boxer hard work on the other hand, brain workers speak with current situation of the world, which general people are boxer and the political leader are brain worker of pig. George Orwell simply showed the problem of Soviet Union via Animal Farm, how the political leader and rich people take advantage against general people workers. We found different observation, other people point of view. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. The final commandment seems controversial to me, which states that all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. Twist uses a word equal might sound good, but in this commandment it means that opposite of what equality really stand for. If some animal are equal than other, then the animal society of hierarchical rather than equal. In fact, all the animals are manifestly not equal. The pigs are simply using commandments to try to justify the power grab that has allowed to them exploit the other animal and set themselves apart as superior. Problem of socialism. There are many problems of socialism that we see in Animal Farm. Orwell believed that although socialism is an ideal, it could never be successfully adopted due to uncontrollable sins of human nature. For example, although Napoleon, the main character, seems at first to be a good leader, he is eventually overcome by greed and soon becomes power hungry. Orwell's idea contradicted my understanding of human nature at the time, because I was raised with the belief that when a person has good qualities that start, it will continue to be that in manner. Orwell show how if only become aware of their state, we should have no power over them, and that men exploit animals in much the same way as the rich exploit the proletariat. I think this novel is challenge to me to think about different aspects of it. I can finish my observation in short time. The, the conclusion, Animal Farm are meant as a comment about how people work in society. Its profound meaning is to one, the common man, how hard-hearted and dishonest leader can take advantage of entire people. Leading pigs are one of the main way to gain power over other animals through the because of abuse of language. George Orwell through several morals present in front of us. Of one of the moral is power corruption. So we can say that the main purpose of this book was to mock the communist government of Joseph Stalin and events that lead to his government. I further think that it proves that even when one believes that they will rule for all, power is always corrupt and absolute power is absolutely evil.